Welcome back and welcome football fans finally to week one. We are finally here and I'm here to make my predictions of what I think is going to happen this week. I'm going to hopefully do this every week. I'm going to have this Photoshop file that I have set up here. I'm going to track my scores. I'm going to track how I do week to week. And hopefully I come out with a really good record at the end of the year. I'm hoping for 70% on the year would be my goal. But I have a Photoshop file set up here with all the games, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, all the Sunday games, and even the Thursday game, the kickoff game. How could I miss it? I know this is probably going up on on Friday. There's just no way I can. I'm recording this on Wednesday. There's no way I can post it by Thursday. Which is what I would have wanted. I'm going to shoot for that week 2, but this week it's going to be a little late, but I promise you I'm recording this on Wednesday. We're going to start off with Chiefs-Lions. It became a lot more interesting with the injury of Kelsey. I don't know if he's going to play. If he does play, how much is that hyperextended knee going to affect him? I don't know. But at the end of the day, what this comes down to for me is that look, the Lions are probably a lot more improved from last season, and I do think they'll be good this season. But Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have had, 5 months now to prepare for this game. They always do well week 1. I mean, you can look back in the records. Patrick Mahomes just has an insane, stat line in week 1s. And I don't think that's going to change this season, especially against the Lions defense that was really bad last year. So I'm going to take the Chiefs to go, the reigning champs, to start the season out 1-0. Colts Jaguars is more interesting than I think people are going to give it credit for. I think the Colts can be better than people expect this season. I really do. But, and mostly that's, I trust Shane Steichen at least a little bit to be good. But let's be honest, it's the Jaguars. It is the Jaguars that are the favorites. The Jaguars are going to be my pick. I really like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to take another step up this season, which I know he already did, right? But I think another step up is coming for him. And I think he's in the MVP conversation, and this is where the season starts. This is where that MVP possible year starts. I'll take the Jaguars. Bengals, Browns. A lot of people are hyping up the Browns, and I think they can be good if Deshaun Watson is what he was in Houston as a quarterback. But it's just hard for me to see them compete in this division. And again, this is, the reigning champs of this division. This is a team, the Bengals, that have, just 2 years ago made it to a Super Bowl. Last year, I'm pretty sure they were in the AFC Championship game. I don't see them slowing down. They're going to have competition in the division with the Browns. The Steelers are always going to be solid, but, the number one competition to me is Baltimore, not Cleveland. So I'm going to take the Bengals on the road. And, talking about Baltimore, speaking of them, I didn't even realize we have them coming up against the Texans. I'm not going to spend... Why did it copy the Buccaneers? I'm not going to spend much time on this one. We all know this is... This might be my lock of the week, to be honest. I think I'll pick Baltimore as my lock of the week over the Texans. The Texans are going to be improved from last season, I think. I think they'll rattle off some wins, especially in that division. That's a little shaky outside the Jaguars, but Baltimore's not where the win's going to come. CJ Stroud, first start, is usually rough for rookie quarterbacks. I'll take Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore easily in this one. This one might be a blowout, to be honest. Pittsburgh 49ers. Pittsburgh's going to make it close, and this is one that I honestly could see going either way. But I will take the 49ers in this one. I think they're still going to be good. Kyle Shanahan has shown he's a very good coach. So Mike Tomlin's not going to have a huge advantage like he usually does in games on the coaching side. I think just talent-wise, this 49ers team, it clears what the Steelers have right now. The only way, and it's possible, if Kenny Pickett takes a step up this season and it starts from week 1, I could see them taking this game. That's why I'm unsure about this one. But with the information I have right now, I'm just more confident in the 49ers, and I hate to say that as a Rams fan, but it is what it is. Titans, Saints, a battle of teams that I am not sure. They're on the fringe. They're both on the fringe, and it's really going to depend on how they play this season. Because for both of these teams, I don't know how to feel. But as far as I'm concerned, when I don't know how to feel, I'm going to go to the quarterback battle. And right now, Derek Carr is a little better than Ryan Tannehill. I will take Derek Carr to win this one. I'll take the Saints, but that one's a close one, to be honest. That one is a close one for me. Next up, I don't want to say two bad teams. The Commanders could be good if Sam Howell is really good. I don't know how to feel about him. There was a reason why he was a later round pick. The Commanders seem to feel good about him. I'm not sure how to feel about him, but as far as I'm concerned, I'd have to feel. I don't know if there's anyone I feel bad enough about to pick the Cardinals right now to beat them. So I'll take the Commanders there. In a battle of NFC South teams that honestly, I think are the front runners for this division. Really, anyone is in play. I will give the division that they are that bad that the competition is going to be really high. But right now, how I feel it's a tough one for me. I feel better long term about the Panthers. And if I had to pick right now, I would pick the Panthers to win the division. Yes, I know they have a rookie quarterback, but Bryce Young is a very NFL-ready quarterback. And I just think that where this defense is a very underrated defense. The offensive line is improving. I know they lost DJ Moore, but if Jonathan Mingo can step up in a role, I think they win the division. But week one, again, rookie quarterbacks tend to struggle. I think the Falcons just hand the ball off to Bijan a ton, and I think they get it done. So I'm gonna take them. That's just how I feel right now. I could see it going either way, but for now, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. But long term, I think the Panthers win the division. Vikings against the Buccaneers. I think there's gonna be a come down to earth season for this Vikings team. They were they outplayed what we would have expected from them last season, and their margin of victory and their wins in close games in one possession games showed that they probably won more games than they should have, and obviously the playoff performance showed that they probably won more games than they should have. But I don't think Baker Mayfield is the solution. As far as I'm concerned, halfway into the year, Tampa's going to just tank for Caleb Williams, which I think is a smart move, to be honest. So I am going to take Minnesota. I'm going to take Minnesota to win this game, but I don't know if they win the division. So we'll see. I think they have competition from Detroit, and I also think they could have competition from Chicago, but we'll see. Raiders, Broncos. Again, two teams that I don't know how to feel about, but who am I kidding? Broncos, I don't know how to feel about. I know how to feel about the Raiders. Especially I know how to feel about their coach Josh McDaniels. I do not like him as a coach. I'm pretty sure they would have fired him if they could. Apparently they can't afford to fire him, which is crazy to me for a team that lives in the gambling capital of the world, but whatever, man. I'm going to take the coach that the Broncos just traded a first-round pick for over the guy that would be fired by the organization if they could. So, yeah, that's going to be my pick. That's going to be my pick. Dolphins Chargers is a tough game. It's a very tough game. I could see it going either way. I know the Chargers are at home, but their home field advantage is not really a home field advantage. No one really cares about the Chargers like that in LA, so I don't really see it as a home field advantage. So really what it comes down to is which of these teams do I like better? And I just think it's easy to forget how good Miami was early on in the season when Tua was healthy. I'm pretty sure at one point during the season they were 8-3. And I don't see a reason why, with the same guys, that they can't pull something like that off again. Now, what tends to happen is sometimes new coaches, they bring in schemes that are new. The other opposing coaches aren't used to whatever they're running. They don't have tape against a McDaniels-led team, so they start to rattle off some wins early, and then they get figured out halfway through the season, and then they don't adjust, and they end up losing games. But that's not really why the Dolphins fell off. They fell off because Tua got hurt. Tua's going to be healthy, at least, for the start of the season. I hope he's healthy forever, but that's something we can't rely on, but I think you can rely on him to get the Dolphins a win here. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins. And then Eagles, Patriots, don't overthink it. I understand they lost both coordinators. It might be a sneaky matchup. Bill Belichick is still, I understand the disrespect is on a new level, but he is still a great coach. But don't overthink it. I understand they lost coordinators. I understand they lost 6 players on defense, 6 starters, the Eagles did. But they just made a Super Bowl appearance. I understand a lot of teams have like a Super Bowl hangover. When they lose, they fall off a cliff. It happens to a lot of teams. This is a team that just doesn't have the same build of a team that falls off after a Super Bowl. Because those teams tend to be a little older, they have a lot riding on that Super Bowl run, and then when it doesn't happen, they get dejected. Guys leave, right? They did have guys leave, but at the end of the day, their quarterback is still there. Their 2 wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, are still there. Probably one of the top 5 receiving cores in the league. So, and to me, I think the running back situation got better. Even if Miles Sanders as a player is better individually than either one of Swift or Penny, I think collectively that is a better running back room than what they had before. Defensively they got worse. Offensively, I think personnel-wise they got better. Is Sirianni the genius on the offensive side of the ball, or was it Shane Steichen? We'll have to see. But I have enough belief that they'll come out and win week 1. The roster is still just too good, too talented. Packers, Bears, 2 unproven quarterbacks, one a little more unproven than the other, obviously. But I'm going to take the Bears. They won week 1 last year, I believe, and then had an awful season after that. But this is the season that Matt Eberflus has to prove something. This is the season that Justin Fields has to prove he has a breakout season in him. So if it's ever going to happen, it's going to be now. And against a team like the Packers with a new quarterback starting with a completely new identity, because Aaron Rodgers really has been the identity there for how many years has it been now? 15? So I think there's going to be a shift. I don't think they'll be horrible this year, but I think there's going to be a transition period into being okay. And this start of the season might be rough for the Packers. I think that's something you could see. So I'm going to take the Bears to take advantage of that and win in week 1 here in the NFC North matchup. And then on to an NFC West matchup to start the year. My Rams against the Seahawks. As much as I love them, they are going to be bad this year. They are going to be bad this year. I'm aware of that. Seahawks, I think, will maybe have a come down to earth year again. They might have a little regression. Geno Smith might have a little regression. He kind of had that at the end of last season. For his sake, I really do like his story, so I hope he continues to do what he did early on in the season last year. And this defense is like, I mean, the young core that the Seahawks have for the future on defense is crazy. I love how they're building a team there. I love the way they're going about it, which sucks as a Rams fan in my division. But what they are doing is incredible. Obviously, Woolen as a rookie was great. And they didn't settle for just like, oh, we got a great corner, let's just call it there. there are so many great wide receivers in this league. You need lockdown corners to cover them. And there are just not as many talented corners in the draft as there are wide receivers every year. So when you can get a talented corner, you go out and get him. And it's like they're trying to recreate the Legion of Boom. They drafted a hard-hitting corner out of Illinois. I think it was Illinois. I'm forgetting his name, but he is really good. I like him a lot. I don't think he was the best corner in the draft. I think he was the second best corner in the draft, but I really like him. I like him. I just like what they're doing over there in Seattle. Are they going to be amazing this year? I don't know, but I think they're going to be definitely enough to beat the Rams, especially with how they're unsure about Cooper Kupp's status. So we'll see about that. Cowboys, Giants, NFC East rivalry. We love it. Sunday Night Football. I will take Brian Daboll's coaching to take the Giants. Week 1. I think there could be... Oh, man. There could be regression here. I'm thinking now, I believe in Dak Prescott to have a bounce back year. This one's tough. This is like my matchup of the week. My lock of the week was the Ravens. This is my matchup of the week where I am completely unsure. Man, I think I'm gonna have a change. Mid-recording change. Most of these I figured out beforehand. This one I am changing to the Cowboys. I just think that there is... I think there is potential with the Cowboys, and I think that Dak Prescott is going to have a bounce-back year. It'll be a close game, but I'll take the Cowboys in a close one. And then the Jets, with the debut of Aaron Rodgers in New York, in New Jersey, they're going to be playing. The battle of New York teams, New York claiming teams at least, Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. Going to be a great Monday Night Football. Really love that matchup. They gave the Jets a brutal schedule to start off. I'm going to say that. Their schedule to start is brutal. Man, let me look real quick. What is their schedule? Let me see real quick. Week 1 at home against Buffalo, Monday Night Football. Put you on a stage, why not? Right? Then Sunday they go to Dallas, not an easy matchup there. And then they play the Patriots, they play Bill Belichick in week 3. Week 4 they play the Chiefs. Come on, man. Week 5 they play the Broncos, who could be good, could be bad like last season. That one we'll have to see. And then week 6 they play the Eagles. Like what a tough stretch. And then week 7 they finally get a bye, but that is just a brutal stretch of that's just a brutal stretch of games for this newly constructed team with a new quarterback. I really like the Jets. I think by the end of the season, I see them making the playoffs. I think I could see them going 11-6, 10-7, making the playoffs as like the 6 or 7 seed. But I think week 1 and early on, I think their record's going to look really rough. I'm going to take them to lose this one to Buffalo. Josh Allen has... what did I do? Josh Allen has a lot to prove this season. People are questioning him. There's been some discourse that maybe it was injuries that caused him to have a down year. It's also a likely possibility that it's because Brian Daboll is now in New York, coaching for the Giants. So he has a lot to prove this season. I think he's going to come out week 1 playing against Aaron Rodgers, battle of still both top 10 quarterbacks, and Josh Allen trying to prove that he still fits in the top 3 discussion. I think he still does, but people have been questioning it. He's got to set the record straight. So we'll see. We'll see how that matchup goes. Honestly, with how the Jets' schedule is, I could see them starting the season off like 2-4, 3-3. By the end of the season, though, I think they will make the playoffs. I don't think there's too much to worry about if you're a Jets fan. But early on, there might be some panic. Just relax, okay? Just relax. I think they'll be good. But week 1, I'm going to take Buffalo in the Monday Night Football game. And those are my picks. We'll see how everything works out, but hopefully I'm gonna be keeping track. Hopefully I do well. I'm hoping for 70% on the season, like I said. So if you want to see my week 2 picks, if you want to see my recap of this, hit subscribe, hit the like button if you like the video, if you like my analysis, and hope to see you again next week. And comment down below what matchups you think I got wrong. How about that? Let me know what you think I did wrong, and we'll see who's right. All right, later. See you next week.